Hey guys, I've shared this before as a pitfall that I've had in my marriage. I'm ashamed of this, by the way. You hear these guys talking about, oh, the old ball and chain, oh, the old nag, or all blah, blah, blah. Listen, put your wife in a portrait. How do your friends see her in that portrait? Based on how you've painted her. Frame her well. Don't frame her some crazy, angry ball of chain whose only purpose in life is to lock you down and push you down. You need to frame your wife well. Frame her well in front of other. Frame her well. My biggest mistake in my marriage. I think the big mistake guys make that hurt them.
If we learn that love is chaos, we might be drawn to relationships that are actually chaotic and call it chemistry. You ever wonder why the same people that make our hearts beat really fast and they give us all these butterflies in the beginning are often the same people that drive us absolutely insane in the end? It's because the people who we experience very strong feelings and emotional reactions for are often the same people who enable us to re-experience the problems and challenges we faced when growing up. We say things like, I don't know what it is about them, but I'm just so drawn to them. Like, I can't put my finger on it. I can't explain what it is. And it's because all that chemistry and butterflies that you feel is really just nervous system activation. Our unconscious sees in them an opportunity to relive and rewrite the past. That's why you're so drawn to them and you don't know why. To learn more, feel free to enroll in my membership, Awakening Consciousness. Like, share, and follow for more.
Do you think there's a such thing as men who are sexually attracted to women, who want to marry a woman, but don't like women?
Yes. I think that some men at their foundation they're cracked.
What does that mean? What does don't like women?
Maybe not crack.
I think that if you have a disdain for the opposite sex, but you want to make love to that person, or you want to fuck that person to get off, but you don't like them, there's a crack in your foundation. I don't know if it goes back to your mom mistreating you, or the girl at daycare mistreating you, or the preschool girl shutting you down. There's something there that's cracked when it comes to your overall outlook on life, on how you should treat other people.
Do you agree?
No.
Why do you disagree?
Because he's a man that doesn't like women.
That's not why.
Who want to marry a woman, but don't like women.
Yeah.
Hi, so I wanted to give you a psychoanalytical point around that. So just so you guys know, I'm a psychotherapist, but that whole idea wherein which a man can be attracted to you, sexually attracted to you, even want to marry you, but just don't like you. I see it every day. I deal with it in my patients, my clients, throughout my history as a psychotherapist and just my job. Just so you guys know, what that is actually called is misogyny. Misogyny is simply an inherent distrust of women. It is a deeply rooted, inherent, subtle hatred for women. It comes up in how you treat women. It shows up in your lack of value and in the things that you don't do for them and how you choose to show empathy or where you don't for them. So go watch the video, guys.
I can't be the only one who's noticed this. So since black women have started setting the bar high to be in a relationship with them, they start knowing their worth and start having very high standards and saying, hey, I need more than the bare minimum from you, sir. Y'all notice how black men been bashing us? And really bashing us. But if you think about it, back in our grandparents' days, you didn't hear stuff like this. And you want to know why? Because those black women settled. They didn't ask for too much. They was okay with getting the bare minimum. And that's why majority of them tell you how they were married and not happy. But times have changed, and we like, well, listen, if you're not going to give me what I need, what I want, when I want it, how I want it, then I'm out of here. Now you got to hear how we too independent. We too masculine. But then turn around and say we gold diggers. Now we too ratchet. We not really wives. We want to have hot girl summers. And all I'm hearing is, oh, you want me to be a man? No, I'm not doing that. And all I got to say to black women, keep them standards, keep setting them bars high. Because there is some black men out here that still love him a black woman and who gonna do exactly what he need to do to keep his woman. And if that ain't working out for you, Dead outside your race.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but sometimes your type is the reason why you're single. And don't get me wrong, I know I used to be one of the people who's like, I just like what I like. Until I realized that what I like keeps hurting my ass.
I told myself I wouldn't make these videos no more. And I really don't want to, but I have to do this one. I saw a video right now, just now, of a black American girl, and she was saying how the system tricked black women into this whole independence thing, because he said essentially when black women went with this whole independent mindset, the black men left or they got driven out, and so the system was able to come in and snatch the children. And she was saying, black men, you know, humble yourselves and come back because we need you, type of thing. And I guess a black guy stitched her video, and this guy was black. He's like midnight black, and he said, we've been telling y'all since the 80s and the 90s, talking to black women, we've been telling y'all since the 80s and 90s. And he said, if y'all want us to come back, y'all got to fix y'all issues. And he said, and understand that we have options now. Now we have white girls and Asian girls, and we have options now, so we don't have to come back to you, black woman. And I thought to myself, what a real bitch. As if, and I'm not a racist, never been a racist in my whole life, but as if you think that you're going to go out there and date a white girl and the whole white race and all her family is just going to love you. I guarantee you somebody in her family sees you as a nigger. If she's Chinese, if she's Indian, I don't care. Somebody in her family sees you as a nigger. And when you have a child with her, they're going to see your child as a nigger too. And just imagine in the future, a man looks at your daughter, your black daughter, and say, hey, black girl, you have issues, get right if you want me to come back. See, your mother's black, and you're a bitch. And so I want to say something to black American women. Listen, there's plenty good black men in the world. There's Jamaicans, Haitians, Bahamians, Trinidadians, Africans. We're here. I mean, not me, because I'm taken. I got my black woman and my 2 black baby daughters. But there's good men out here. So don't you let no dirty, stinking, no good Negro tell you that you have to get right so he can come back, because he's already a bitch gone by the wayside. He ain't no black man. He don't know what the fuck he is, because no good black man in them life would ever, because they date a white girl or whatever else, look at black women as a whole collective and say, get right before I come back. Fuck off and go about your bumbuckler self. You're not needed in this race. Black woman, leave those stinking niggers alone.
This is gonna piss a lot of y'all off listening.
Nigga, what?
But I just gotta be very honest with it. When I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. If you in the sports, if you the leader of the team and the team loses, they gonna come at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you the leader.
Mm-hmm. You the quarterback.
If we the leader of the community, and if black women are so out of control, or modern women are so out of control, then ain't that on us?
Yeah.
Like, didn't we drop the ball some fucking where? Yeah. Because when I think about it, like, we are the least, if we're just talking about black men and black women, we are less educated than them.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point where we even starting to make less money than them.
Yeah.
I don't think we even in a fucking position to hold them accountable. Hold each other accountable. Let them hold each other accountable, and then we kind of come back and meet in the middle.
When someone really likes you, they will make time for you. I cannot stress this enough. They always find a way to make it work. You could be like, hey, want to hang out today? And they'll be like, oh, I got work, but I have an hour for lunch. Do you want to hang out on my lunch break? They somehow always have an avenue that they can take to spend more time with you. And when they don't like you like that, there's always an excuse not to spend time with you. Oh, sorry, I can't hang out today. I'm taking my sister to the doctor. All day? And I think sometimes people get in the habit of thinking that someone is too available. But the reality is that everyone has things going on in their life. And so if you're finding that someone has a lot of availability, they're creating that situation for you. If my crush called me right now, I would find a way to make something work. because spending time with this person means something to me. And this doesn't mean that someone should always be available for you, but take note of how much time they're making for you.
Hello, my loves. What is the one piece of relationship advice that I wish someone had told me earlier? My name's Christina. I'm a relationship coach, and I'm going to provide you with that piece of relationship advice that I wish someone told me earlier, maybe in an effort to help you. I really wish that someone had told me earlier how important it really is to heal from your past trauma. That could be any past relationship trauma, it could be any childhood trauma, or any current familial trauma that you may have experienced. Everything that we have experienced in the past will show itself to us in one way or another. And it'll continue to manifest itself in our lives and majority in our healthy relationships because you need to address it. So it is going to keep showing itself to you until you acknowledge it, until you heal it, until you face it head on, and until you make peace with it and maybe forgive and be able to move forward. Especially if you came from an unhealthy or a toxic relationship and you are now in a healthy relationship, it's almost, that healthy relationship is almost going to become a mirror to all of the things that you need to heal and move forward from. Same with any childhood trauma or the way your parents were in a relationship with each other. Because we learn everything from childhood. We learn what relationships should be like from childhood because we see and mimic what our parents did. It's the only example of what a relationship really looked like as a child. So if you're noticing anything coming up in your current relationship that you had experienced previously in the past, it is so important to the success of your relationship to heal from that, to acknowledge it, and to be able to forgive and move forward. And now I'm not saying forgive the person who hurt you, forgive whoever caused the trauma in your life. I'm saying to forgive for yourself. Because the only person that's going to continue to hurt what you experienced or what happened to you or for you is you. So we forgive for ourselves, and we forgive for our partners, and we forgive in an effort to create healthy relationships moving forward. And trust me, I came from a toxic, unhealthy relationship, and I realized how truly important it was to heal from everything I experienced so I can create the most amazing, healthy, strong relationship with my husband possible. And if I can do it, you can do it.
Violence. Real gangsters move in silence. Where can I get my silence? Man, this is some bull. Silence. Oh, you just gonna keep on saying silence.